Istanbul is where two continents collide, Europe and Asia, a city shaped by over 10,000 years of history. Known previously as Constantinople, Istanbul served as the capital of three iconic empires, the Roman, Byzantine, and Ottoman. This legacy has left the city with an unparalleled cultural depth. The foundation of Istanbul as we know it began in 330 AD, when Emperor Constantine the Great declared it the new imperial capital. Between 324 and 326 AD, he transformed it from a modest settlement of 1,500 into a bustling city of 50,000, relocating people from across the empire. This bold move solidified Istanbul's importance in history, paving the way for the metropolis of 15 million people we see today. For nearly 12,000 years, Istanbul has been a melting pot of religions and cultures. It's a longer legacy of diversity than cities like New York or London, which became multicultural only in recent centuries. What's surprising, though, is how green Istanbul is for such a massive city. With wide streets, lush parks, and tree-lined spaces, it rivals cities like London or Paris in greenery while hosting a much larger population. Pollution levels are surprisingly low, offering a fresh and vibrant urban experience. Istanbul also boasts one of the busiest airports in the world, hosting around 65 million passengers annually. While it doesn't surpass Atlanta's Hartsfield-Jackson, which handled 93.7 million travelers in 2023, Istanbul Airport still serves as a major global hub, connecting continents and cultures seamlessly. Istanbul's geography is nothing short of breathtaking. The Bosphorus Strait, a natural divider between Europe and Asia, connects the Black Sea to the Sea of Marmara, giving the city its iconic waterfront views. Nearby islands offer perfect weekend getaways, combining tranquility with rich culture. The city's public transportation system is efficient and ever-expanding, featuring a metro network, buses, minibuses, and taxi vans. With an Istanbul card, you can seamlessly hop onto ferries, which are more than just a means of transport. They're an experience. Locals often forgo their seats to enjoy the views, feeding birds with simit while breathing in the crisp sea air. It's both relaxing and uniquely Istanbul. Living in Istanbul feels like experiencing Paris and Cairo simultaneously. It's a fascinating blend of Western and Middle Eastern cultures, offering the best and worst of both worlds. Napoleon famously remarked, "If the world was one country, Istanbul would be its capital," and it's easy to see why. Bars and nightclubs thrive, reflecting a cosmopolitan vibe, while the calls to prayer from the city's mosques ground it firmly in its Islamic heritage. The lifestyle is equally diverse. Football is a near religion for men, while shopping holds the same status for many women. Women in Istanbul enjoy more freedom compared to most of the Middle East, though not quite at the level seen in Western nations. Dating is common and accepted. Despite these contrasts, Istanbul feels surprisingly safe. More so at night than many Western cities. Serious crimes are rare, though handbag snatching can be a concern, particularly for women walking alone. Istanbul's population reflects its evolving identity. While Turks form the majority, the city has seen a massive influx of foreign immigrants, especially from the Middle East, to the point where it feels overcrowded. This shift is visible as you cross from the European side to the Asian side, where Middle Eastern influences in appearance, language, and culture are more pronounced. Many locals prefer seeing tourists instead of long-term foreign settlers, as the city grapples with the challenges of overpopulation. Turks themselves are known for their resilience. Despite economic hurdles, they wake up early, open their shops, and work tirelessly to support their families. Small businesses dominate the streets, with food and beverage outlets, gift shops, carpet stores, and clothing boutiques being the most common. However, Sundays are quiet, most shops are closed, and the narrow streets are often empty. High petrol costs and Istanbul's notorious traffic make public transport the preferred option, with the metro and buses being the lifelines for daily commuting. Owning a car in Turkey is a luxury. The cost of vehicles is significantly higher than in Europe due to steep taxes, often doubling the price of a car. For instance, a luxury car priced at $50,000 in Europe can cost over $100,000 in Turkey, making car ownership unattainable for many. One striking habit you'll notice in Istanbul is the prevalence of smoking. Out of every 10 adults, about 8 are likely smokers. Many start at a young age and continue well into old age. This habit, though common, reflects a broader adaptability in Turkish culture. Turks generally respect foreigners and rarely interfere with their lifestyles, but there are cultural boundaries that must not be crossed. Respect for Islam and its followers is paramount. While Turkey is not overly religious compared to some Middle Eastern countries, the population is deeply connected to their faith, with 99% identifying as Muslim. Any disrespect towards their religious values is not taken lightly, so being considerate is essential when living in or visiting Istanbul. In Turkey, admiration for historical leaders runs deep, particularly for figures like Fatih Sultan Mehmet and Mustafa Kemal Ataturk. Ataturk, the founder of modern Turkey, holds a uniquely revered status. It's not just a matter of cultural respect. Insulting Ataturk or his legacy is illegal and carries serious legal consequences. Statues of Ataturk are found across the country, and any inappropriate behavior near these monuments can lead to arrest. While many nations honor their historical leaders, the legal enforcement of this respect in Turkey highlights the profound patriotic and cultural pride of the Turkish people. Understanding and respecting this aspect of their society is essential for anyone visiting or living in the country. At the same time, Istanbul reflects Turkey's admiration for wealth and a luxurious lifestyle. High-end brands, luxury cars, and opulent homes are symbols of status and aspiration. From a young age, many Turks admire the lives of the wealthy, striving to achieve and showcase similar levels of success. This cultural emphasis on prestige and material success is evident throughout Istanbul, from its upscale shopping districts to the prominence of luxury goods in daily life. Alcohol consumption in Turkey is heavily regulated, with the government imposing steep taxes to discourage its use. As a result, alcoholic beverages are prohibitively expensive for many, aligning with Islamic teachings that discourage drinking. Despite this, alcohol consumption is fairly common, particularly in the more secular Western regions and coastal tourist areas. When it comes to food, Istanbul is a culinary paradise. Drawing from the rich traditions of the Ottoman Empire, Turkish cuisine is celebrated for its variety and depth. Dishes like kebabs, dolma, baklava, and Turkish coffee are not only iconic, but also a point of pride, showcasing the country's ability to preserve and perfect its culinary heritage. One highlight of Turkish culture is the weekend breakfast tradition, where families gather at restaurants to enjoy an elaborate spread of olives, cheeses, breads, jams, eggs, and more. For tourists, the historical landmarks of Istanbul are unmatched. Hagia Sophia and the Blue Mosque stand as the crown jewels of the city's architectural and cultural history. Hagia Sophia, once a museum, has been reinstated as a mosque, symbolizing its enduring importance. Just across from it is the magnificent Blue Mosque, with its 6 towering minarets. These two landmarks are separated by the picturesque Sultanahmet Square, a beautifully maintained area that draws visitors from around the world. In Istanbul, the warmth of its people is undeniable. Tourists are often greeted with smiles and friendly conversations, and shopkeepers happily offer tea to visitors as a gesture of hospitality. This friendliness, however, does not extend equally to everyone. Refugees, especially those from Syria, Afghanistan, or Pakistan, face significant prejudice in Istanbul. Over the past 13 years, the city has taken on a disproportionate share of Turkey's refugee crisis, and tensions have grown as resources become increasingly strained. Refugees often compete with locals for jobs, sometimes accepting lower wages, which disrupts the labor market and causes resentment. Public services, including housing and water supplies, are under pressure, with Istanbul already facing long-term water shortages. Disputes between landlords and tenants in areas with high refugee populations are now common. Many locals believe the city has reached its capacity and feel frustrated by the lack of a clear plan for the resettlement or return of refugees. While the state provides some support to refugee communities, the overall impact on public order, economic stability, and social cohesion has fueled dissatisfaction. Refugees, on the other hand, face uncertainty and limited opportunities to improve their situations, compounding the divide. Istanbul's reputation for hospitality and its ability to adapt are being tested by this ongoing crisis. The tension between locals and refugees highlights the challenges of balancing compassion with practicality in a city already navigating economic and infrastructural strains. Without a long-term solution, these issues will continue to shape the lives of everyone in Istanbul. Turkey's inflation problem has become a major obstacle for daily life, particularly in a city like Istanbul, where the cost of living continues to soar. Prices for basic goods and services now increase by over 100% annually. Yet salary adjustments lag far behind. The minimum wage, currently around $570 per month, is among the lowest globally, leaving many workers struggling to survive. With rents in affluent Istanbul neighborhoods often exceeding $700 or $20,000 Turkish lira, half of the population earning minimum wage finds themselves under immense financial strain. For shop owners, the situation is equally dire. High rents and rising taxes make it difficult to stay afloat, while consumers increasingly struggle to afford even basic products. The gap between inflation and earnings continues to widen, eroding purchasing power and making daily life an uphill battle for most residents. In a city as dynamic as Istanbul, this economic imbalance is a growing challenge that affects nearly everyone. If you found this video insightful, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe to our channel for more engaging content. Don't forget to hit the notification bell so you never miss an update. See you in the next video.